Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So basically it's like a part 3. It's kind of like a series, I guess you could say. So what I mean if somebody's not there for you, because I get a lot of this all the time. So I actually was bored the other day and I was on TikTok, which I am so bored. I usually don't do social media like that, but I've been reading books. I've been giving myself TV time, working out. I work out 4 to 5 times a week. I probably start working out 7 days a week because there's like literally nothing to do, and it's only like an hour out of the 24 hours you have every day. And I'll give y'all a breakdown of my schedule. Maybe next week I'll show y'all what I do. Well, not next week, but I'll document next week's activities and then post it. I'll explain it later. But so I got bored, and this girl was saying that there's this place, it's a testing thing, it's online, it's like IDR something. It's a test. I'll actually probably put the link on here. It's a test that you can take. It's different tests you can take. It's like you can take an anxiety test, a depression test, a bipolar test, and obviously they're made by doctors, and then they'll tell you at the end if you should go see a doctor because you are off the radar or you're very, very in the red. They'll tell you. They have a personality test. They have like sexual orientation, all of this stuff, like different tests. And I decided, I was just scrolling. It was like 20 different tests. I had already took like 4 of them. So I decided, let me go ahead and take the perfection test. So the perfection test asks you questions about yourself, people around you, so like how you view people around you and how people around you view you. So I know it was one question that asked, do you feel like that you have to be the very best, like you have to do the best at everything and everything has to be a certain way? My automatic answer is yes, and I'll tell you why it's yes. My mom instilled in us at a very young age, everything has a place, everything is supposed to be a certain way. Like one crumb on the floor, sweep the whole floor. My mom is a perfectionist. She's OCD. Like she should probably get tested because we all know she's OCD. And it's pretty bad. You good, girl? It's pretty bad. So like if you go in her house, like I'll probably give y'all a tour of her house one day. Her house is like the most perfect. It's like a show house, honestly. It looks like nobody lives there. Like it's crazy. And growing up, being the younger kid, for some reason, you would think it's the older kid, but for some reason, being the younger one, my mom was harder on me than she was on my sister. Sometimes she was harder on my sister than she was on me. But when it came to like cleanliness, she was so much harder on me. So it instilled in my brain that things have to be the way she likes it. And so, I mean, my house isn't as clean as my mom's, obviously, because my husband's not as clean. And I've kind of like let go a little bit. I mean, I'm still pretty clean. Still, yeah, everything still has a place. But it's definitely not as intact as my mom's. But it asked me that question and I automatically thought of my mom. And all of the questions, I thought of my mom. And so it was another question that asked, do people around you view you? I wish I would have it in front of me. It was like, do people around you view, basically like, do you think people that are around you think that you, if you haven't done your best or if something isn't perfect, that they'll criticize you? And my answer was yes. Even though it might not be my friend or whatever, I've always gotten the feeling that if I'm not perfect at something, then I'll be criticized or ridiculed or whatever. So I've tried to be so perfect, and I was like reading these questions off to my husband, and he was like, it makes so much sense. So honestly, my mom has made me a perfectionist, okay? Like, I am not as perfect as, probably was growing up, obviously, because I don't live there anymore. But my mom instilled in us a certain way to live, things that you're supposed to do, things you're not supposed to do. This is what happens when you do things that you're not supposed to do, So my mom basically instilled in us to be perfectionists, which is so crazy. And then it asked me a question, like, if this is kind of what I was going at in the last video. If people are not doing better for themselves, basically, like if you're doing better for yourself, but people are not, the people around you, like friends or whatever, family, are not doing better things in their lives, would you like stop being friends with them? And my answer was yes, because, and this is honestly true, my mom didn't even instill this in me, But this is, to me, it's common sense. If I understand we're young, we're 22 and whatever, and I get it, we're young, things happen, but I feel like even at 22, there's things that you should be doing that you know, things that you were doing at 17, you shouldn't be doing at 22. And I know a lot of people where I'm from are still doing the same things, still hanging out with the same people, still doing the exact same things. So hanging out with the same people is cool. But I feel like in order to better yourself, you have to surround yourself with people that are better. Now, me and Keisha are literally, she's like my only friend that's the same age as me. And even she's younger than me by a couple months. But honestly, like by a year. But everybody else, all my friends are like 5 to 10 years older than me, and I strive to have older friends. I connect with older people for some reason because my mindset is not a 22-year-old. My mindset is like 30. You could talk to one of my friends, she's 30. Like, she'll tell you, like, my mindset is a 30-year-old person. I'm not gonna sit here and gossip about people all day. Like, who has time for that? We're not 17. Grow up. But I have honestly seen that I will drop people if they aren't doing better for themselves. I'll give you a timeline in my head, like, okay, by this age, we shouldn't be doing this anymore, you know? And if you're still doing the same things, then it's time to let go, because I can't better myself being around people that don't want to do better themselves. Like, I'm going to, like, be honest, I'm in debt because of college. Obviously, I paid my way through college. Nobody helped me. I didn't have a handout. I did get scholarships, but that's because I was smart, and I did get grants. Again, those are all based off of my high school academics. So I got those for college, but I still had student loans due to I lived on campus and I had to have money to pay for my dorm. That was my freshman year. And then I also had it to help with books and stuff. So I have a crap load of student loan debt. And so my goal is to be out of debt by the time I'm 25. And my husband has the same goal. We want to be debt-free and have a house by the time we're, well, not 100% debt-free, honestly, because if you have a house, you're not fully debt-free. But debt-free minus the house by the time we're 25. We're pushing that. Well, he's pushing that. I'm not. And me and my husband connected because we have a lot of the same goals. I connect with a lot of people. Like, that's how me and Keisha became friends. We did the same things. We're not the type of people, she's not a yes person, and that's why she's honestly my best friend. She's not a yes person. If I ask her something, she'll be straight up honest, like, okay, you're wrong, you need to, apologize, don't say stuff like that, like, say it nicer. She's not a yes person, and I love the fact that she's not a yes person, because she's not gonna just try to please me. She's gonna be straight up honest, and that's the best kind of friend to have, is if they're not yes people. But I connect with people on emotional levels, and I have friends that are close. Like, we have the same goals. Like, we don't want to be in debt. We want this, we want that in life. And I honestly think it's great to have friends around that have the same, like, interest as you, honestly. Because you can't get anywhere, and I know this isn't true, that a birds of a feather flock together. That's not true, because just because my friend is doing her thing doesn't mean I'm going to do my thing. But at the same time, when you're around, like I said in the last video, when you're around somebody that's very, very toxic, it seeps into you. Whether it's right then and there, it might take a couple weeks before you notice it. It might take a month. It might take some years. But when you're around toxic people, so even if it's not the most toxic thing that you think that can be going on, it could be you wanting to be out of debt, but your friend is like, no, let's go get some more credit cards. Let's go get some more loans. Let's be in more debt. So then you go ahead and you do that. But it's just messing with your future goals. So I honestly feel like if you're not around people that want the same outcomes in life that you do, then it might be time to cut those people off and move on. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this off, y'all. But that's really the end of this series. Let me know if you guys want to hear some more. I will give more details. I'll probably take another test, and I'll actually let y'all see the test. I'm probably gonna take a different one. I'll let you know, so many of them, and then I'll put the URL in here. But thanks guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Bye.